everyone is now, or in the royal circle, is now ostracizing princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, the daughters, of course.
The latest developments surrounding the former Duke of York have taken another uncomfortable turn. And this time, his daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, are once again being pulled directly into the headlines. According to a leaked email reported by the Mail on Sunday, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor reportedly pushed for his daughters to receive secret payments totalling £100,000 from a billionaire financier, while Andrew was serving as Britain's trade envoy. The message dates back to June 2011, when Andrew was still representing the United Kingdom abroad, travelling internationally to promote British trade and investment. The email allegedly shows Andrew discussing the payments with Jonathan Rowland, the son of financier David Rowland. In that exchange, Andrew reportedly suggested that each daughter could receive £50,000. That would mean £100,000 split between Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. Now, the situation becomes even more complicated when you look at the broader financial arrangement that was being discussed at the time. According to reports, Andrew himself was expected to receive around £300,000 from David Rowland. The exact purpose of the money has never been fully explained publicly, but the emails raise serious questions about why payments involving the princesses were even being discussed, while Andrew held an official government role. One of the biggest unanswered questions right now is whether any of those payments were ever made. That point remains unclear. Members of Parliament have already called for clarification, asking investigators to determine whether money actually changed hands and under what circumstances those discussions took place. None of the correspondence outright suggests Princess Beatrice or Princess Eugenie did anything wrong themselves directly. However, simply having their names appear in emails tied to financial discussions involving their father has placed them back in the middle of a scandal they have spent years trying to distance themselves from. For royal watchers who have followed the York family story over the past decade, this latest development feels like another chapter in a saga that never quite disappears. At the same time these emails surfaced, another development quietly unfolded that added even more attention to Princess Eugenie. An anti-slavery charity confirmed that its relationship with her had come to an end. Princess Eugenie had served as a patron of Anti-Slavery International for 7 years. The organisation is the world's oldest human rights charity, originally founded in 1839, and it focuses on combating modern slavery and human trafficking across the globe. Eugenie first became involved with the charity in October 2019, joining on Anti-Slavery Day. Over the years, she attended events, supported campaigns, and spoke publicly about the importance of raising awareness around human trafficking and exploitation. Until recently, the charity's website praised her involvement, saying she worked closely with leaders in the fight against modern slavery. But that relationship has now officially ended. In a statement, the organisation said, "After 7 years, our patronage from HRH Princess Eugenie of York has come to an end. We thank the princess very much for her support and hope she continues to work to end slavery for good." The decision came after documents released by the United States Department of Justice again highlighted Andrew's connections to Jeffrey Epstein, revealing questionable emails and decisions made by Andrew. Those files reignited global attention on the former Duke of York and the people who were associated with him during the years Epstein maintained relationships with prominent figures around the world. When Andrew's name returns to the headlines, the impact inevitably spreads to the rest of his family. It raises questions about who knew what and when. Princess Eugenie has spent years building a reputation around charitable work and advocacy. One of her most visible projects is the Anti-Slavery Collective, which she co-founded in 2017 with her friend Julia de Boinville. The initiative was created to raise awareness of modern slavery and human trafficking, particularly among younger audiences. The organisation has hosted fundraising events and public campaigns, including a high-profile gala in 2023 that raised approximately £1.1 million. That event brought together a mix of royal supporters and celebrities, including singer Ed Sheeran. Princess Beatrice and Sarah Ferguson were also in attendance. More recently, however, the charity has drawn scrutiny of its own. According to filings reviewed by the Charity Commission, wage costs at the organisation totalled £191,000, which was roughly double the amount distributed through charitable grants, listed at £97,000. The Charity Commission confirmed it is currently reviewing those financial details to assess the organisation's spending structure. At this stage, the review is ongoing and no conclusions have been announced. All of this has unfolded while Andrew himself faces continuing legal pressure. Last month, as most of us know, he was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office, following allegations that he may have shared sensitive information with Jeffrey Epstein during his years serving as the United Kingdom's trade envoy between 2001 and 2011. According to reports, Andrew spent around 11 hours in custody before being released. Sources say he was treated like a common criminal, and he was not pleased. Police conducted searches at properties connected to him, including his residence on the Sandringham estate in Norfolk and his former home at Royal Lodge in Windsor. At the moment, the investigation remains active. Andrew was released under investigation, which means authorities are still reviewing evidence and have not yet determined whether formal charges will be brought. Police sources say inquiries are ongoing as investigators examine communications, travel records, and financial arrangements connected to Andrew's activities during his years representing Britain abroad. The situation has become serious enough that King Charles publicly stated the royal household would give full and wholehearted support and cooperation to police. Meanwhile, the political pressure surrounding Andrew continues to grow internationally. This story has made headlines globally. Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney recently joined calls for Andrew to be removed from his position in the royal line of succession, where he currently sits 8th. Carney reportedly described Andrew's connections to Epstein as deplorable, adding another layer of diplomatic tension to the issue. Behind the scenes, the scandal has also placed enormous pressure on Andrew's daughters, and sources are reporting an internal fight to have them retain their royal status. According to a report published in the British press, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie had a private conversation shortly after Andrew lost his royal titles and public duties several years ago. During that conversation, Beatrice reportedly told her younger sister, "We will ride the storm. I'm feeling angry, but we must not add to it." She also allegedly advised Eugenie to keep some distance from the situation at the time, reportedly saying, "You are going to need to be out of the country. He isn't going to play by the rules, and we need to be out of the way." Whether that conversation occurred exactly as described is impossible to verify, but it illustrates the position the sisters have found themselves in. Both women have tried to build independent careers while remaining loyal to their father during one of the most controversial periods the royal family has faced in recent years. Princess Beatrice, now 37, has focused primarily on her work in the technology and finance sector. She holds a senior role with the software company Affinity and tends to maintain a relatively low public profile. Princess Eugenie, 35, works in the art world as a director at the Hauser and Wirth Gallery and has remained active in charitable projects and public events. Neither sister is considered a working royal, but they still carry the titles of princess and remain connected to the wider royal family. That connection means their names often appear in stories connected to their father, even when they themselves are not involved. And now, with these leaked emails discussing possible payments of £100,000, both women once again find themselves facing headlines they likely hoped were behind them. Whether investigators ultimately determine that any money was paid remains to be seen. For now, lawmakers, journalists, and royal observers are all waiting for answers. And for Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, the challenge remains the same as it has been for years. They are trying to move forward with their own lives, while the controversies surrounding their father continue to follow them. I'm curious what you think about this situation. Do you believe Beatrice and Eugenie will eventually distance themselves further from Andrew? Or do you think they will continue standing by him no matter what happens next? Do you think they knew about any wrongdoing long before it became public? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy royal coverage like this, make sure you subscribe.